Hi, I'm Shana from At the Table with the Herndons. We've had a blast filming our cooking show over the last few months. It's truly been a blessing to share our family recipes with you and to talk about various subjects with our special guests like hot topic discussions, dating, marriage, and even sharing our own personal struggles. We hope that our show has truly been a blessing to you. We thought it would be really cool to do a best of At the Table with the Herndons episode this month, so we've chosen some of our all-time favorite episodes we filmed and we want to share them with you. Again, I hope you enjoy the recipes and the conversations in each of these episodes. If you like this video, we ask that you just like it below. And then also, if you have any questions or comments, please just leave that below as well. Please share this video with your friends and family. We love you, God bless, and here we go.
Now, the apricot glazed sausage, I'm telling you, is a absolute showstopper. They're not worried whether I'm coming or not. They're worried about whether or not we're bringing this. What we have now is we have our wings, and they've been soaking in the buttermilk. What we're going to do is we're going to take them out, put them into another bowl, and you want to kind of shake off some of the excess buttermilk because you don't want it all. Then in the same bowl, you want to put a raw egg in. And when you crack an egg, you never crack an egg on the side or on an edge. You always crack it on a flat surface. Because if you crack it on an edge or a side, it's going to push the shell in, and you don't want that. So you want to whisk it. And then you want to pour chicken wings with your buttermilk in there. And you want to just toss them with the buttermilk and the egg yolk until they're just evenly coated.
So when it comes to, being married, did you ever run into bumpy roads with intimacy, or there's like certain things that one person doesn't like or the other person does like, and you're trying to figure out like level ground?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges that every couple has to have, and even whether you're newly married or whether you've been married a long time, you're always gonna have to talk about what you like and what you don't like. Your body changes. When you have kids, things change. So there's a constant communication, I think, that has to happen in order to make sure that you guys are always on the same page. So what we have here is we have a cast iron skillet. I prefer cast iron because it takes longer to heat up and it stays hot longer. Right now, I've got about a 382 on the temperature. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off, and I'm gonna let that cool down to about 350. And one of the tips you can use is if you have something that is wooden, if you take the wooden stick and put it in there, you'll see how it's bubbling? That's how you know it's at temperature. Now we're gonna do our breading, our house seasoning, about a tablespoon or two, tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of pepper, 1 part of cornstarch, 3 parts of flour. And then you just want to get in there and mix that around. And now you take your chicken wings and just throw them in here. Start turning them around. See how it's starting to... Now, whenever you're frying chicken, it behooves you to make sure that it's room temperature, because if the chicken is cold out of the refrigerator and you go to fry it, it's going to take longer to cook and it cooks unevenly. Especially if you're doing bigger pieces like thighs or breasts, it will take forever to cook. And to be honest with you, the outside will burn before the inside is done. Now, anytime you put food into a fryer, you're going to lower the temperature almost immediately. So when you drop it into the fryer, you put it down and away. Down and away. Down and away from it. The temperature in the oil is going to drop because you put something in there. So you always want to work it back up to that 350. See how you've got the rapid boil here? That's the first thing you want. You want to make sure that happens when you drop it in there. See that crust on the outside? And now what you're looking for is golden brown. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our lemon pepper sauce. But you're gonna take about a half a teaspoon of pepper. Fresh ground pepper is always the best. Lemon juice, about a quarter teaspoon of lemon zest, and you want about a cup of honey. I will take one of these, stick it into the fattiest part, and we're at 108. The temperature you're going for is 165.
Obviously, Pastor is a really great cook, and I know you cook good as well. How do you stay motivated to stay fit and to keep looking the way that you do and pleasing Pastor as how he wants his life to look? How do you stay motivated?
It's so funny because I have a phone call with a personal trainer after we're done here because we will not get as big as a wheelbarrow, okay? I think, once again, it's just about being intentional. I know personally for me, if I am not working out or I'm not doing something where I can stay active, I don't feel well physically in my body. And so I think that I'm just the type of person that I have to be doing something active. And sometimes it's difficult with, being a wife and a mom and everything else that we have going on. So sometimes I don't have like an hour every day to dedicate to working out. So I try to find creative ways to do things, like if it's like going for a walk or we ride our bike in the morning, something like that.
I lost, in probably the last 7 years, I've lost about 100 pounds. And it's been a slow, gradual thing. But I think the main thing is to decide that it's a lifestyle change. You know what I mean? It's not, diet, the first 3 letters are die. And so as far as I'm concerned, if you're just doing a diet, if you're just doing that, it's not gonna last. But if you are making a decision to change your lifestyle, then you have to learn there's different things you can do.
I have you guys' at the table quick tip today, and what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be grinding up some fresh peppercorns. What I have here is pepper from basically like a jar that's already, you can find like in the grocery store, it's already zhuzhed up, it's already grounded for you, and this is what it looks like. So what I have here is, let me show you guys our little spice drawer right here. I have peppercorns right here, and so I've added some into this grinder here, and what I'm gonna do is just quickly grind it up. And I'm just gonna pour this into this bowl. And if you can see here, guys, this black pepper is considerably darker than this one. And so basically what happens is when you grind up the peppercorn, all of the oils come out. It's a lot fresher, it's more potent, you don't need as much. And so what we have here is fresh ground pepper, watch your nose because it can make you sneeze. And then what we have here is grinded pepper already from the grocery store. So here's your difference. It really takes 2 seconds to grind your own pepper, and it's totally worth it. So that is your quick tip at the table with the Herndons.
Now, anytime you're frying something, as soon as it comes out of the oil, you always want to just hit it with a light bit of salt, because what will happen is the heat will cause the salt to soak up into your crust.
What would you guys say is kind of the glue to your marriage, or what keeps you guys going? What keeps you motivated? That's what I figured it was.
Faith. That's it.
And we like each other.
Yeah.
Okay, that
We
sounds
do?
so simple. I don't know, do we? That sounds so.
How does that work though? Like, if there's days where it's just like, and are there days that where you, like, I can't do with you today?
Of course. I'm gonna speak for him. Of course. No, I think it sounds so
Look at this
simple.
chicken over here.
Over here.
What's the
That's so
matter?
funny. Yeah, you get all it.
Back to the chicken.
I think that it seems simple, and it is an assumption that every person
Everybody
that's
likes
in
each other
right,
every day.
right, exactly, and just for me, it's like. He's not just my husband, he's my best friend. And we have so much fun together. So it's not just I'm married to a man who is my husband, but I'm married to a man who is my husband, but he's also my best friend. And when you have God at the center of your relationship and you're moving in the right direction and in the same direction, then everything else just falls in place. But are there days where we get on each other's nerves? Of course there is. That would be, if we just said no, we love each other all the time, we'd be like, Yeah. We have days where, it may not be, our best day. We may not be in the best of moods, and things irk. Listen, you always have pet peeves in a marriage, in a relationship. Okay, there's always something that person does that you're just like, ugh. Like when he was telling his sermon about people that their teeth hit their utensil when they eat. That's me. So there are things, but at the end of the day, we still love each other and we're best friends.
Love has to be interpreted as not as a feeling, but as a commitment. And when you truly love in the way that God loves, you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have your off days, your good days, your bad days. But you love through that. You're kind of looking at things from a different perspective. And so you don't make a rash decision because somebody gets on your nerves today that affects the rest of your life.
Because you guys are in business together, in ministry together, and you have a family together, how do you gauge what goes on each other's faith plates? Like, do you discuss that?
I think even now we're still trying to figure that balance out. We have kind of defined roles. In other words, this is your area, this is my area, this is what you handle, this is what I handle. I think everything in a relationship comes down to communication. I really feel like people don't talk enough. It's funny how you can be in the same house with somebody and never talk to them about anything that's important.
And I think one of the biggest problems in relationships is assumptions. And just assuming that you know what the other person is thinking or how they operate, what they do. And then when you come down to it, you realize, you'll have a situation that happens and it's like, oh, well, I thought you were going to do this. And it's like, no, did you ask me? Like, no, that's not the case at all. But if you don't talk and you don't broach those subjects, and life comes at you fast. And so sometimes you're just going, and then you don't really realize what the other person is doing or dealing with. And so, prayer, I think, is important too in a marriage because when you pray, God will share things with you that your spouse may be dealing with. And then you can approach them and say, hey, how are you doing? What's going on with this?
All right, so let me have your plates, guys. No, just the small one.
I'll take you get the big one. I see the wings. That one's big.
You want a flat or a drum?
A drum.
Here. That's the crunch.
Even crispy, that's crispy.
That's crispy.
So good.
Right. You take your lemon pepper.
That's really good. I taste the lemon.
Chase has no words. Chase has no words right now. Oh man.
I've never had homemade fried chicken that was this good or this crispy or.
Now is it greasy?
No.
Gotcha.
Like at first I taste the honey and then I taste the lemon slowly and I was like, wait, I taste the lemon
And then
now.
the pepper hits you back here. Yeah.
That is so good.
And it's like it's a unique twist on what your typical sports or party wings would be, the buffalo, the barbecue, that type of thing. It's not doused in sauce as well, so it's a little bit healthier, maybe.
All right, so now that our chicken is fried, we want to put them in a bowl. You can almost hear the crunch in there. And so you want to drizzle with your lemon, pepper, honey. Around. Your crispy parts are going to still be there, but some of the crispy parts are going to soak in some of that lemon pepper. And I'm telling you, it's going to make you want to smack your mama. Don't.
Smack somebody's mama.
And not my mama, because my mama will smack you back. What you want to do is get yourself some celery. I kind of cut these leaves off, but I actually use these leaves kind of like parsley. I will chop them up and put them on top of salads, on top of wherever you like, if you want to use them as a garnish. But I like these. They have a nice celery flavor, a little lighter. And so what you do is cut your celery into the sticks. I always like to cut the piece off on the end. And then just sticks there. Carrots, I always cut the ends off. And then I just, these pieces cut in half. And then these pieces I cut in half. And then I cut them in thirds. All right, grab your plate here, and you can load up your celery on one side, your honey lemon pepper in the middle. Right.
Yes, Lord.
There you go. Lemon honey pepper wings with your celery and carrots.
Voila. Good job, babe.
Welcome to M4, the Monday Morning Master's Mind, where we take a few minutes every Monday morning to discuss an insightful and practical biblical leadership principle. We quickly distill it and make it easy to apply so you can go further and faster in business or ministry. These biblical insights have been curated from some of the most successful movers and shakers, the best kingdom-minded thought leaders in the world, and from over 25 years and thousands of dollars of workshops and conferences and hundreds of books, to include what I believe the most important book of all, the Bible. I also include practical applications from more than 2.5 decades of entrepreneurial experience, as well as over 15 years of ministry. After all, I'm an actual practitioner and not just talking about theory. Over the past quarter of a century, I have started and sold several successful businesses as a serial entrepreneur and helped establish several ministries. I've authored almost a dozen books and I've read hundreds more. I've curated some of the best ministry principles and business practices that truly work. While I will never purport the idea to tell you how to do what you do, whether in ministry or business, only you can be you. But every Monday morning through this LeaderCast, I would like to sit down with you and share one big idea and then give you the whole week to process it, to allow God to expand it. And then if you feel that it will help you, then you can implement it and see what God can do. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Just because we know it doesn't mean we've mastered it. Having the right tools as a leader is mission critical and essential to the long-term success of the organizations that we lead. Implementing these key insights will help us move further, faster. There's a quote by Jim Rohn that says, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." It is important as we seek to be effective in the world in which we live, we need resources to include money, but also equipment, buildings, people to effectively accomplish all that God has called us to do. While I lead several different organizations ranging from the sacred to the secular, I have found that every time I have grown, the organization has grown. My personal growth has been the single most effective tool to growing our church and growing our businesses. Those that know me know that I'm a very introverted and very private person. But for the first time, I'm opening up my personal extensive notes and library, and I'm sharing it all with you. I am confident that regardless of what level of leadership you are currently in, whether you are a business or whether you're a ministry, there will always be something that will help and bless you. It is our desire to help you with the tools, the clarity, and confidence to level up your leadership. Until next time, level up. We're super grateful to have you here with us at the table with the Herndons. We have enjoyed cooking for you, sharing our family recipes from our house to yours. We would love to hear your feedback. Place your comments. If you have questions and you would like to have us answer those questions in our next episodes, you can actually place your questions and or comments in the comment section below, and we will do our best to make sure that we respond to those and try to answer any questions that you may have. We also want to make sure you know that if you don't have a home church, Stonepoint Community Church, located at 4445 West Olive, Suite 151, we are a home for you. We would love to have you, fellowship with us. And so
if you guys would like to purchase our book, The Elephant in the Bedroom, you can go to our website, www.theelephantinthebedroom.org, and purchase your book. Buy 10 copies, give them to all your friends and family. It'll be a blessing to you.
we'd like to thank our special guests, the greats, Candace and Chase, and they are so awesome. We're glad to have them here with us to break bread with us, fellowship. We sure enjoyed their company, and we loved having you guys here with us as well. So we will see you soon. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.